Well, hello, everybody. I am Chris Barton.
And I'm Jennifer Ziegler.
And we are authors of books for young readers. And this is our series, this one's dedicated to, in which we talk with other creators of books for young people about who they dedicate their books to. And our guest today is our friend, Don Tate. Hello, Don.
Hey, so happy to be here, Chris and Jenny. Thank you so much.
Well, we're glad to have you here. We live in the same city. This is not news to you. This is news to them out there, maybe. But have not seen you in a while, so it's great being able to see you here. So we're really glad that you're willing to talk with us about the dedication for, and we actually have a copy of the book here of William Steele and his freedom stories. And we were wondering if to start us off, if you'd be willing to read the dedication out loud so folks can hear that in the author's own voice.
Yes, and it's really very simple. To Mom, who always inspires me. It's just that simple. My mom was the person who, initially inspired the story accidentally. It was a very happy accident. I think it's funny, sometimes people like write these things in codes to DL or to DT, and I'm like, who are they? I want to know who these people are and why they inspired these, why you made these dedications to these people. But my mom is one of these people who, like I say, accidentally inspires me all throughout her life. And so she was the very first person who I made a dedication to in my book, in my Willie Mays book. And then 20 something books later, she's, another dedication to her.
So our seconds are allowed then? I wasn't clear on whether you could dedicate more than one book to the same person. So I guess you've answered that.
Well, I try to think about, what the subject matter in the book is and how that person might especially appreciate a dedication. I'll give you an example. With my book, Stalebred Charlie and the Razzie Dazzy Spasm Band, which is the story of 7 homeless street kids who invented a new genre of music called spasm. I dedicated that to my music teaching brother, Timothy Tate, and his Razzie Dazzy music making students. My brother is an elementary school music teacher, and I knew that he would especially appreciate, a dedication, with a book about music. Not everyone is into books like I am. And so I try to be especially thoughtful about who, loves books, who loves picture books, and who might have some kind of a link to the subject matter.
And you dedicated that one to Timmy and not to T, and dedicated to Mom and not to M.
Most definitely, because I want young readers to know who these people are and their connection to me.
So while you were creating your book, did you think about your mom while you were writing, especially maybe during the scenes involving William's mother or any other particular part?
I think that my mom is a big part of my life, a big part of my everyday life, regardless of what I'm doing. So I'm sure that I thought about her many times throughout the writing and the illustration process. But no, I probably wasn't thinking about her. I was focused in on telling that story and the story arc and the emotions that went into it. And I just really focused in on Mom when it came to that dedication.
But she did have a really specific role in inspiring the story. You read about that some in the author's note, didn't you? About how the William Steele book grew from a gift you got from your mom.
Well, my mom is one of those. My mom and my grandmother was one of those. They loved to do the garage sales, and as a kid, I hated those garage sales because they would come home with some weird pants and want me to wear the pants that they bought at someone's garage sale. And it dare you to like make the wrong expression and not be appreciative of these pinstripe baggies that they wanted you to wear. And but my mom, she was at a particular garage sale and she found this biographical dictionary of Black Americans by Rachel Krantz. And initially I was like, Mom, what am I going to do with another garage sale? This looks like maybe an old library edition, kind of raggedy and beat up. And then I started to flip through this book, and there's actually many inspirational figures that I could have chosen to write about. And initially what I started doing is I just started to sketch them. Every day I would sketch one person and I would post the person to my social networks. And then I came across that image of William Steele, the father of the Underground Railroad, one of the richest Black men of his time. He started a coal and ice business. And I stopped sketching and I started researching. So yeah, then I, you know, and maybe I would have written a book on William Steele. I don't know, but probably not at that time because it, you know, was all inspired by my mom's gift.
By the garage sale. I think sometime in the future you need to dedicate a book to all the weird pants.
That might come up in the graphic novel that I'm working on because that will be that will be included in my story.